What's going on, guys? It's Michael, and we're back for part 2 of my knife collection. I'm going to go ahead and start because we've got quite a bit of stuff to go over today. So let's go with number 1. This is a Snake Eye, and I purchased this in Gatlinburg 2017 or so, and they sold it to me for $29, and it's not a very good brand. It's 440 stainless steel. The only reason I bought it is because, I collect knives. I thought it was a neat looking little knife, and the shopkeeper gave it to me for $29, and, I was like, hey, I'll take it. So, not a whole lot else to say about that one. Let's go on to number 2, the Wahoo Killer. Now this I got for, believe it or not, $5. And it's got about a 2.5-inch blade. Maybe, it's probably about a 3-inch blade. And this is perfect for filleting. So if you wanted to take it with you fishing or something like that, this is a really good knife for fishing, like to fillet fish, stuff like that. I didn't pay much for it, but, it's one of those knives that, you could use for a variety of purposes. So, not a bad little knife. Okay, this next one is a Boker. And Boker is a German brand, and this is probably one of my favorite knives in my collection here. The Boker features a 5.5-inch blade. This is the Arbolito. So these are actually manufactured in Argentina, guys. I really like it. Everything about this knife is well made. It comes in a nice little sheath. I love it. So Boker, they've been making knives for a long time. So good knife. All right, this next one is actually made by Gene Myers. This is a mountain bowie with an elk handle. And this is one of the best knives I have, if not the best knife I have. It is razor sharp. This thing will cut you just looking at it. Gene he resides in Jonesboro, Tennessee. I picked this up, back in 2011. And he gave me a really fair price for it. Gene is, a Cherokee Indian, and my family has Cherokee in our blood, so I was like, hey, this is a perfect knife for my collection. I really like this one. It's got about a 6.5-inch blade, and it's razor sharp. Very, very good. Okay, this next one is the Rambo First Blood Part 2 knife. And this is a really, really extraordinary knife. It was manufactured by United Cutlery. This was made by, Jimmy Lyle, the renowned knife maker. I think in a previous video I said that it had a 16.5-inch blade. The whole thing is about maybe 16 inches, but the blade itself is 9.5. So that was my bad, guys. But I really like this knife. It's beautiful, and it can be sharpened. It actually came a little dull, believe it or not. Not the tip, but the blade itself. So had to be sharpened a little bit to make it more edge-worthy. But great knife. Okay, the next one this is actually the Bruce Lee Franklin Mint knife. And it's from the Bruce Lee estate. I got a hold, well, actually my parents gave this to me for Christmas a few years back. And it's really, really a neat little knife. It's got, you can see the little blade here. It's got the Bruce Lee estate on the back. And it's a nice little knife. I like it. I mean, it's beautiful. It's got, you know, his little dragon picture there. And, you know, any Franklin Mint knife is great. All right, let's see. The next knife is a Cold Steel Airlight. And this is a really well-made knife. It's got about a 3.5-inch blade. And, I mean, the locking mechanisms on Cold Steel knives are really, really superior. I mean, it can hold a lot of weight. I think that the weight that this knife can hold under the lock is 300 pounds. So, it's a really, really nice knife. I like it a lot. You know, it's one in my collection and one that I would like to keep. So, I love it. All right. So the next knife I have is this is a big boy. This is the Hibbon 4, which features, it's about a 16. Now this is a 16-inch blade, solid 1090 carbon steel. This is just a hoss. I mean, it's got a lot of weight behind it. Just an amazing, Gil Hibbon made this, and he's a world-renowned knife maker, and he is absolutely did a wonderful job on this knife. I mean, it's a combination between a machete and a knife. But I mean, you know, you put this thing on a grinding wheel or, you know, even a water stone, and you can really, really sharpen it. I mean, it will go through anything. Guys, this thing is so heavy. But I love it. This is one of my favorite knives, if not my favorite. So, this is my collection of knives. This is all 2 parts now. Just a little bit on, you know, if you wanted to clean your blades, one thing that you can use is just, you know, like a knife oil you can get. You know, you can get those on Amazon.com, Boker.com. You can get knife oil about anywhere, but you just basically just rub it into the blade and into the working mechanisms of the knife, and it will kind of lubricate, you know, the handle and everything. But it'll clean the blade and any kind of grime and stuff off your blades. So, just a real good lubricant oil for the blades. If you're looking to sharpen your knife, you can always use a grinding wheel, but most people don't have a grinding wheel in their garage, and they're more expensive. You can sharpen your knives very quickly on a grinding wheel, but this is what I recommend. Get you a 2-grit Waterstone. This is a 1000 and a 240, and basically the different grits is depending on the degree that you need to sharpen your blade. So, you know, you could use the 1000 for maintenance sharpening, and you can use the 240 if you have a really dull knife and you're trying to bring it up. But the 1000 for maintenance sharpening. But I mean, you know, I find using a Waterstone, it's kind of relaxing, you know, using it to, you know, sharpen your blades. You know, there's not a whole lot to it. You just basically will match the shadow of the blade, you know, up to the, now of course I've got the Waterstone in the box here, but you match the shadow of the blade, and then you just gently stroke across, and you can do that on, you know, both sides, different angles of the blade, and that will get it razor sharp. So, you know, you can sharpen your knives, you know, every month. Some people sharpen them every week. You know, I mean, I sharpen mine, you know, every month or two, you know, just to keep them good and sharp. And to test your blade sharpness, you can kind of run it across paper. That's an easy way to see if it passes the paper test, and your blade goes through that paper like butter, then you're in good shape. But guys, I really hope you enjoyed part 2 of my knife collection. This is everything, and we're still stuck indoors. I wish everybody well. I hope everybody's staying safe out there. Let's take care of each other, and we will see you next time on the next video. So this is Mike Murphy out. So have a good night, guys.